Hello viewers, I am Jay Pandit. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will be discussing resistance triggering circuit of SCR. By the end of this lecture, students will be able to understand the resistance triggering circuit of SCR. They will be able to design the resistance triggering circuit of SCR and state the limitations of resistance triggering circuit. The turn-on methods of SCR are classified into these 5 groups, that is forward voltage triggering, gate triggering, dV by dt triggering, thermal triggering and light triggering or radiation triggering. Out of which the method which is most popularly used is gate triggering. So in gate triggering, the first method we are going to discuss in this video, that is resistance triggering. Here figure shows the basic circuit for the resistance triggering of SCR. We are having a source Vs which is a sinusoidal source. This source is going to supply voltage to the load. What we want is the rectified form of this voltage. For rectification purpose, we are using an SCR over here. The voltage across the SCR is given by Vt. These resistances R minimum, RV, diode D and the resistance R, these resistances or this branch forms the triggering circuit of SCR. When Vs becomes positive, that means when positive voltage is available on this terminal as compared to that of this terminal, we are considering that Vs is positive. So under this condition, the SCR becomes forward biased. But the SCR won't conduct unless and until the gate voltage is higher than that of the Vg minimum and the gate current is higher than that of the Ig minimum value. Positive Vs also forward biases the diode D, and the current will start flowing through this triggering branch consisting of R minimum, RV, D and R. When the current becomes higher than that of the Ig minimum value and the voltage across the gate and cathode becomes higher than the Vg minimum, the SCR will be turned on. When the current is supplied to this triggering branch, some part of current would be flowing through the gate. The path of the current is as shown in the figure. Once the SCR is turned on, the voltage across the SCR will drop and the current will start now flowing through the SCR and it will not take the triggering branch path. The voltage across the load becomes equal to that of the source voltage. The SCR will remain on till the current flowing through the SCR is higher than that of the holding current value. Once the voltage reverses, which voltage? The source voltage. When the source voltage reverses, under that condition, the current flowing through the SCR will fall below the holding current value and the SCR will turn off. So now let us see one by one steps for the resistance triggering circuit. So here we can see the path followed by the current in the circuit before the triggering of SCR. If the gate current supplied to the gate of the SCR is higher than the threshold value, then and then only the SCR will be triggered. if that value of gate current is lower than the threshold value of Ig minimum, then the SCR will not be triggered. Here on the graph we can see if the value of resistance RV is very high, then the value of the current flowing through this branch will be low. If this current is low, then Ig current will also be low and the voltage drop across the resistance R, that is voltage Vg, will also be less. So if this voltage is not crossing the Vg minimum value, then the SCR will not be triggered. If the value of RV is reduced, that is, if the value of variable resistance RV is reduced, then the value of the current flowing through this branch will increase. If the value of current increases, then the voltage drop across the resistance R, that is voltage Vg, will also increase. This voltage is going to follow the voltage Vs. So at this particular point, when the voltage becomes equal to that of Vg minimum, the SCR turns on. As soon as the SCR turns on, the voltage across the SCR drops to the on-state voltage drop, which is very low. Here on the graph we can see the dropping of the voltage. Once the SCR is turned on, the current now will take the path from load to SCR as shown in the figure. It will now not take the path of the triggering branch. Once the SCR starts conducting, the voltage across the load will be equal to the source voltage and the current flowing through the load will also be equal to the source current. Once the SCR is turned on, the current flowing through the SCR cannot be controlled by the SCR. It is now controlled by the magnitude of the source voltage and the impedance of the load. Under the on condition, here we can see the voltage across the SCR is equal to 0 or the on-state voltage drop in practical case of SCR. When the SCR is reversed bias or when the supply voltage goes negative, that means positive voltage is appearing over here and negative voltage is appearing here, then the SCR becomes reversed bias. Under this condition, the SCR will turn off and the SCR will not allow the current to flow through it. Under this same condition, diode will also become reverse bias and the current will not flow through this path of the triggering branch as well. Both SCR and diode will block the reverse current. Hence, the voltage across the SCR will be equal to that of the supply voltage in negative half cycle. This is the supply voltage in negative half cycle, which is same as that of the voltage across the SCR in negative half cycle. In the next cycle, again the complete process is repeated. Now let us see the design consideration of the triggering circuit of SCR. First, we will see the selection of R minimum resistance. The resistance R minimum is added in the circuit so that the peak gate current supplied to the SCR should not exceed the Ig max rating of the SCR. In the video of ratings of SCR, we have seen the rating, that is Ig max rating. Also, we have seen this Ig max value in the gate characteristics of SCR. we know that the gate current supplied to the SCR should never cross the Ig max rating. Hence, to limit the gate current below the value of Ig max, the minimum resistance R minimum is added in the circuit. Now this resistance R minimum is not a variable type of resistance, it is a fixed resistance. So we are designing R minimum for the worst case scenario. The maximum value of voltage that can appear in the circuit is Vs max, that is the peak voltage of the supply Vs. The value of R minimum is given by normal Ohm's law. We are not considering here the voltage drop across the diode D. We are also considering that the value of RV is equal to 0 and the value of R is also equal to 0. We are also considering that whatever is the current supplied by the source Vs is provided directly to the gate and no current is flowing through resistance R. So the value of R minimum will be equal to Vs max divided by Ig max, that is the maximum possible current that can be supplied to the SCR. So if we keep the value of R minimum in circuit over here, then the current supplied to the gate will never cross the value of Ig max. Preferably, the value of R minimum should be chosen greater than or equal to the ratio of Vs max divided by Ig max. Selection of R, which is also known as the stabilizing resistance. If the voltage appearing across the gate is higher than Vg max, then our gate may get damaged. Thus, we are using the value of stabilizing resistance R for limiting this value. This condition can occur if the value of Rv is set to 0. In that case, maximum current would be flowing through triggering branch as the impedance available in this branch is low. Under this condition, the voltage at the gate should be less than that of the Vg max. Hence, the voltage at the gate is given by the current flowing through the resistance R multiplied by the value of resistance R. Current flowing through the resistance R is given by Vs max divided by R minimum plus R. Here we are considering that no current is being supplied to the gate and all the current is flowing through resistance R. This is the worst case scenario. So the current flowing through this branch will be equal to Vs max, that is the maximum possible voltage from the source, divided by the value of resistance R minimum and the value of resistance R. So this voltage appearing at the gate, which is given by Vs max multiplied by R divided by R minimum plus R, should always be lesser than that of the Vg max value. After simplifying this equation for the value of R, we get R should be lesser than that of the Vg max multiplied by R minimum divided by Vs max minus Vg max. Here again I am telling you that we are considering only the worst case scenario, thus we are not considering any voltage drop across the diode D and any voltage drop across the load. Now let us see what are the limitations of R triggering circuit. When we are discussing about the limitation of R triggering circuit, from this figure we can understand the limitation. The SCR would be triggered when the gate voltage reaches the threshold value of Vg minimum. We know that this Vg curve will be following the Vs curve. Once the Vg starts increasing at a particular point, it will reach equal to that of Vg minimum value. That is the threshold voltage of the triggering of SCR. Once voltage becomes higher than that of Vg minimum, the SCR will get triggered. Now, this value of Vg minimum can be reached only up to the instant of 90 degree. The turn on instant can only be controlled up to the 90 degrees. That means if this voltage waveform would have been lower than that of the actual value, the SCR will not get triggered, and if it is higher than that of the available value, then the SCR will get triggered earlier than 90 degrees. It will get triggered over here, which is not expected. We want it to get triggered higher than that of the 90 degrees value or pi by 2 value, which is not possible even if we are trying to reduce the voltage lower than that of this value, which triggers the SCR at 90 degree. The voltage at the gate will never reach the Vg minimum value and the SCR will never get triggered. So this is the problem or the limitation of R triggering, that the turn on instant can only be controlled up to 90 degree. So in this discussion, we have seen the working of resistance triggering circuit, the designing of resistance triggering circuit, and we have also seen the limitations of resistance triggering circuit. These are few references which we have used for preparing this presentation. If you like this video, please press the like button and do subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thank you.